Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dylan from Team Oversight with Chris, who got. Well, I'll let him explain it.
I got first place today at an ARG event. I went 8-0. Never lost at all. And got this sweet playmat, holiday playmat. It says champion on it right here. Got this sick trophy right here. I'm really happy I got this. I got this token that gives me free entry to an ARG circuit event. Anytime before 2017, I think they said, or something like that. I got an invite to the Invitational in, where's this at?
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, Orlando, Florida, next weekend. Compete for a 20K cash prize. This is my invitation to that.
And go play Pat Hoban and all them.
Yeah, and then those are the prizes that I won for the event, and yeah, I'm really happy about all this. Everyone else just got a mat and the invite. No one else got the token or the trophy. So that's really it.
It was definitely well earned. There was a lot of good players there and a lot of well thought out decks that worked really well that people would never have thought of seeing. So
Get these out of the way and then show you guys the deck I played. I played Zolkin Metalfoe Magispector. Metalfoe Engine, I played 3 Gold Driver. He's my favorite one. Played 3 Volt Flame, 3 Silvered, and 3 Steelin. Just because they all have Metalfoes in their name, I kind of wanted to max out on almost every Metalfoe just to have the name and have the effects for the consistency of the deck. Then I only played 2 Bismugear. Opening up multiples of this card is really bad because its effect is only once per turn. So, I don't know. This card was really good, but I didn't want to clog with it, and I think 2 was the perfect number. It really worked out really well today, obviously. And then for the Magispectors, I played 3 Bambuku. Get searches for other Magispector monsters and 1 Kieran.
yeah, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, that's all the Magispectors you need. Some people are playing the cat as a 1-of to get another low scale. And it's not necessary. You can get Kieran as a low scale, and I know they want the cat to use in the skill and place a Kieran so that they don't lose it or whatever. But I feel like it's unnecessary. This is just fine the way it is. And the cat is also its summon effect is just too slow. I went for speed and consistency. I wasn't going for theoretical situations. I was just all about speed and consistency with this deck. And then the last card in the Pendulum Engine, I played 1 Luster. Sometimes he's kind of bad because you can't make anything from your extra deck with him other than Ignister. But he's also pretty important because you can pull him out off of Ignister and then use it as the
Get a free
card.
spin.
Yeah, use the card to destroy for the spin. And also he's really good if you draw him and use him as a scale. So he's just plus city with this card. It's limited for a reason. And this card is really, really good. But sometimes he clogs up the field a little. But you kind of just have to play it. And then 3 Gofu is how you make Zolkin. You make synchro plays with all your level 3 monsters. Just gets free tokens to get free pops or searches to set stuff. This card's really good in the deck. And staples, 2 Max C. If this card was still 3, I'd play 3. I don't care that this card doesn't further my turn 1 play. You're not going to win every die roll, and just having this card could completely just make your opponent's turn way worse than it really would have been. So I really like this card and just play as many as I can in the main deck. And then 2 Eccentric. Pendulum monster, it's got a high scale, which goes really nice with the deck. It has very versatile effects where it can destroy a monster or a spell and trap. And combos off really nice with your Metalfoes combination and stuff. Again, the same thing as playing 2 Bismugear. You don't want to clog with it because its effect is only once per turn. So 2's plenty. You don't really actually need 3. It's fine at 2. You don't need any more than that. And then for the Metalfoes spells, I played 2 full Metal Foe Fusion. This card's the nuts. I won a lot of games today with this card. Just being able to activate it in the battle phase, being able to activate it on my opponent's turn, and just interact with them and interrupt their plays. This card is really, really good. Then 1 Metal Foe's Fusion, you have to play this card. This card is plus city, and like just like getting that extra draw is like sometimes you get so much out of that depending on what you get, like whenever you shuffle it back in. And you know, it's just, this card's just really, really good, and like you only need one, you can just recycle it over and over and over again. I love this card. It's probably my favorite card in the deck. And then I played 2 Painful Decision. Get searches for scales. This card's really, really good right now. Like before, before Mythrilium came out, you didn't really want to send a Metal Foe monster to the grave because you can never get it back. With Mythrilium out now, like you can get everything back. Like you welcome sending the stuff to the grave. Again, once per turn activation, so you only play 2 instead of 3 because you don't want to see multiples in your opening hand. And then staple spells, 2 Pot of Desires. Every deck should just be playing this card. Like I don't care what the scenario is. Like it's too good to not have. This card is amazing. 2 MST. It's pretty standard in most decks to run 2 Spell and Trap Destruction cards, but in this deck you actually kind of want to resolve it on yourself, on your own combination. And I did that most of the day with it. I very seldomly would use it to destroy my opponent's things, but it was still really good. And 2's the perfect number. You don't want to open up with 2 MST and just clog up your hand. You'd rather like extend your plays instead of just clogging your hand with multiple MST. 2 was good. And then 1 Raigeki, because it's Raigeki. Like there's no reason you shouldn't play this card. This card is awesome.
Even though it's bad going first.
I didn't care. If I saw this card, it was, as far as I was concerned, like if I had the Zolkin play, it was a card to set for Zolkin. It was like I could just hold on to it sometimes. Like sometimes you just open with enough stuff. Like if you open like just with a handful of Metal Foes, even you can get a nice setup in where like you can still use full Metal Foes Fusion and interact with them off of their turn, and you just have this for whenever it comes back around. Like I didn't care, and like I said, you're not going to win every die roll, so it's like, you know, having this is just like there's no reason you shouldn't play this card. It doesn't matter. Like there's literally 0 reason anyone can give you to not play this. Then for the traps, 2 combination. This card is what makes you keep your scales. You plus super hard when fusion summoning. I actually I played DDDs and I just kept like, you plus off your opponent's fusion summons. I played multiple decks playing instant fusion today. I just kept bringing stuff out of my graveyard with it, destroying it, getting searches, putting it back in my deck with Mythrilium. Like this card is the nuts. You never need counter. Like I originally wanted to play 1 counter just to like have a way to add back scales like in the late game, like in the grind game, but like this is all you need. Like I was originally playing 1 counter, but I did end up cutting it. You know, I watched, you know, I'm sure everyone's seen like Billy Brake's profile and like his idea with that and stuff, and like I don't know, I still felt like 1 counter was necessary, but like after playtesting, it's really not. Like he's right. Like this is all you need. Or these, like you never run out of resources with this. And then 1 Vanity's Emptiness Power Trap, just playing it because it's Vanity's Emptiness. And then 1 Solemn Warning. I was playing other stuff. Like I tested a bunch of stuff. 3rd Bismugear, Instant Fusion. Tested the 1 counter, but right before the event, I thought about a conversation where Connor over there, he was playing this in his Metal Foes deck, and I asked him how it was for him, like meaning like if it messed with the consistency of the deck, and someone else took it a different way, and they answered the question for him, and they said, dude, I can't believe you just asked him how good this card was. It's like asking how wet water is. Like, and yeah, this card is really good. It did win me a game today. So.
Good.
And then go to the extra deck. 2 Mithrilium. Don't play 3. That's bullshit. You don't need 3. 2 is perfect. You just bring the other one back off of, like, if after the first one goes to your graveyard, you just make another one and then put this one back. I mean, getting striked is like a real thing, but like you can get striked. It doesn't matter. Like, you still have enough resources in your deck to do stuff and like win. Like, I never needed more than 2. Like, this is fine. You don't need to play 3. You do need to play 2 Orichalk though. A lot of people are playing 1, and then some people are bumping it up to 2, but 2 is the correct number. Because if you can make a board with this and a normal monster either in your hand or on the field, whenever you activate the Full Metal Foes Fusion, you'll get to destroy one of your opponent's cards for this card's graveyard effect. And then you'll also be able to get your Alcahest effect, so it's like you get to neg your opponent twice. And that's like really good. And then you just need the second one for the double piercing OTK situation. So that it was really good at 2. And I think 2 is the correct and necessary number. And then 1 Alcahest, yeah, much like Mithrilium, you only ever need 1. Like, this, people would like focus on trying to get me to burn my second one of these cards, and like they were making all kinds of, you know, misplays and stuff, and like doing things to avoid a second one of these whenever I had already used my first one, and I never needed a second one after that. Like, they were just trying to keep on forcing me to fuse into a second one and use up its activation. So, I mean, just 1's fine. You don't need 2. And again, you can recycle with Mithrilium, so it's fine at 1. Adamante, you need this for Zolkin, and sometimes this is the only card you can make with Alcahest with this and the fusion material. And like sometimes you just need to fuse to get your draw off Metal Foes Fusion, so you need this card. Don't cut it. I even considered playing 2 because like I didn't want to run out of it, but 1 was perfect. You don't need more than 1. And then I play Zolkin package, Crystal Wing, Void Ogre, and Zolkin, or Ignister. Crystal Wing, Void Ogre, Ignister, and Zolkin. You can special summon these 3 cards off of the Zolkin. You have multiple ways to special summon these 2, like Gofu and a level 3, or Gofu and a level 3 Pendulum. And then Crystal Wing, the only way you can summon it is off of Zolkin, but that's fine. It was still really good. I summoned it a lot today. So that's the Zolkin package. And then an additional card that could be off of the Zolkin package, I made this card once off Zolkin today and once outright, is Stardust Dragon. It won me 2 games today. I played a really, really weird deck round 1 and stopped a Mirror Force with this. And then I played a different player where I made this where I made this and it blocked Twin Twisters for me, but I only put it in here because in theory if you play the mirror match against Metal Foes and you make this turn 1, they can't destroy their own cards, and they can't get anywhere. Like, they can't get any searches or anything, so that was why I played it. But that never came up. It was good for different reasons though, like stopping Twin Twisters and the Mirror Force, so that won 2 games today. Totem Bird, I never made this card today, but it is really good. Just 2 level 3 wins, just a free negation of a spell or trap when that your opponent activates, so that card's really good. I never made Utopia or Utopia the Lightning today either, but you need it to out problem cards, and also sometimes you can just go for game with it, and it also, like, you can like really come back from pretty far behind with this card.
That's the best strength 4 there is right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, you like Utopia and then just slamming this on top of Utopia is like, it's the best card you can make with 2 level 4s. So definitely don't cut it. But I never made it today. And then 1 Grand Pulse. I made this card once. It was super clutch. I hit a Vanity's Emptiness with it. I guess the guy didn't feel very threatened by my 2 level 3s, and then I just that or he didn't know what this did, or just didn't think I played a rank 3. I don't know what happened there, but I hit his Vanity's Emptiness and Pendulum summoned and slammed him for game. So that card was clutch, even though I only made it once, and that's the extra deck.
Would you cut Grand Pulse for a Break Sword if the money was there?
So like my thing with Breaksword is like I can't get his special summon effect like to bring back the 2 Phantom Knights or whatever. It's like I don't really plus off that. And he's only got 2k, and it's like I can leave this sit in defense.
That's a 2800.
Yeah, with 28, and like 18's not that much smaller than 2k if I did have to put it in attack. And like I don't know, like I mean Breaksword's good, and like in theory it's really good to like hit your own combination and stuff, but your opponent has to have a target to do that. Like I don't know, like I mean you can just as easily hit your own combination with this as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like there's I don't really see like a reason to be playing Breaksword over this. Like not that I think Breaksword's bad. Breaksword's obviously a way better card, but like I don't think you need to invest that kind of money into a whenever there's this card that does the same thing and you don't need to neg yourself for it. So I mean, like I personally wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure there's people that feel differently, and Breaksword definitely is a way better card, but I like this better. And then side, use these 2 for tokens. And then played 3 Ghost Ogre. Never saw it once. I mean,
It's still a good card.
yeah, like I mean, I'm probably still gonna keep it at 3. Like I never ever see it. I used it to make Void Ogre one time. That's what I used it for. I never actually needed to activate its hand trap effect, and that was the only time I saw it all day. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it at 3. Like I played it at 3 in my other side deck that topped. I mean, maybe it's just a good luck charm. But like I never see this card, like and the whole reason I play 3 is to see it. So I'll just leave it alone. It's not broke, so I'm not fixing it. And then I sided 3 Jinzo, mainly for Paleozoic Frogs, because this card says you can't activate traps, and like if they can activate their traps and get them into the grave, they still have plays. And like you can't afford to play Danko Sec in this deck because you need to set cards. So this is better. You can Pendulum summon this. You have Gofu to tribute summon this out. Like Jinzo was actually really good today. I played Phantom Knights, and like he was playing, you know, Wings and Fogblade and Strikes and all kinds of stuff like that. And I just kind of just summoned Jinzo and just sat on it most of the game. Eventually I summoned a Sloth too, and it was just Sloth Jinzo, and it was just like he just couldn't do anything, couldn't get anywhere, and I wore him down and won eventually. And then I played 2 Sloth. I wanted to play 3 just because you want to see it in your opening hand. You want to get to it as quickly as possible, but the 2 times today it was super clutch. I used it as a scale once to Pendulum summon for game. That was super good, and then the same thing I was just talking about before with the Jinzo and this. This was just really good. I wish I had a third, but I couldn't find one. And then 2 Gamma Seal. I didn't know what to put in my side. Like I pretty much only had like a few set cards that I wanted, like all the before mentioned cards, and then a couple spells I for sure wanted. And I was just like, you know what, Gamma Seal is good against everything. I threw Gamma Seal in there, and I never actually kaiju'd anything. Like I mean, but I did side it in against stuff. I just never saw it. It's like so there's no reason to take it out, but no reason to leave it in either, I guess. And then 2 Dark Holes is another card. I was just like, you know what, this card's just good against most things. I'm just gonna throw it in there because I don't know what to side, and it was actually super clutch day. Won 1 or 2 games. And then 2 Swords of Concealing. I didn't side this in very often. There was just a couple things with like special summon like locks that I played, like I'm trying to remember what I played. I don't know. I played something that I like. I think the Phantom Knight deck I played, I'm pretty sure could side Vanity's Fiend, so I sided in on that. I never saw it, but he never summoned a Vanity's Fiend on me either. So it was like I don't know. Like I'd keep it in here, but like just in case. But I mean, in theory, I didn't really need it today.
Yeah.
And then I started a third MST, just for anti-spell, just to make sure like I have an out and everything. And I did out anti-spell with it. It was really good against the Phantom Knight player. Having the third one, I hit 2 fog blades. I saw 2 MSTs that game, and I hit 2 fog blades. It was really good in the third one. Like the last deck I had, where I topped, siding a third Twin Twister like was really irrelevant, but like 3 MST in a Pendulum deck, like siding a third, this was really relevant. So I like that third MST a lot. And that's the side.
All right. Well, congrats and thanks, Chris, for the deck profile.
All right, thanks.
This has been Dylan and Chris from Team Oversight. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And once again, congrats, Chris.
Thanks.